What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome back to a brand new episode on the Land Rover Discovery. So in the last episode, as you saw, we managed to get the Jag engine out of the way, and we've now got rid of the Jaguar, and we've got the engine just stored over out of the way. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at taking this thing apart. So we're going to need to drain down all the fluids, get all the under trays off, all the bits and pieces that we need to, so we can look at popping the body up and off of the chassis, and then we can start disassembling all of that engine, and then hopefully look at swapping those over with some other bits on the engine that we've taken out the Jag. We're going to do things like the crossover pipe, some other bits like the cam belt kit, and all those bits and pieces that we should do before we look at putting it back in. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just disassembling all these bits and pieces, and we'll just get going on it and see where we end up. So I've now just popped the front wheels off, and that's just going to allow me to move all of these dirt shields out, or the wheel arch liners. So there's just loads and loads of plastic clips all in here, a couple of screws down each end. So we're going to look at taking those out. That will allow me to gain access to the sort of back of the front bumper, take these wheel arch extenders out as well. And then I can pop the front bumper off, and then that will allow me to get to the final two bolts that hold that plastic sort of upper cross member or upper sort of headlight assembly on there that you saw us taking apart, or starting to a moment ago. So we carry on, get these out, and then we can turn our attention to getting that front bumper off and a bit more on the front end. We've also started unplugging, as you could see, some of the wiring loom, and just working our way through getting some of those bits and pieces off the car. So things are coming along really nicely now. We've managed to get all the pipe work for the diesel heater here. We've got all of the coolant bottle out the way. We've unplugged a load of the wiring down here. We've also gone ahead and split the battery box just in half here. There's a section where this all splits apart, so we've gone ahead and done that. We've managed to degas and remove all of the aircon. We've just got loads of wires and bits and pieces that we've just disconnected all these bits for. So we've got things like some of the EGR wiring here, some more of the wiring up here that we've gone through. We've also disconnected another wiring plug down here, and the wiring for the transfer case as well. We've got the heater matrix pipe work, which we've disconnected, and that's just down in the wheel arch out the way here now. We've also gone ahead, disconnected some of the chassis grounds. So we've got some of those bits and pieces out the way. We've started to disconnect the brake pipes and also the ABS sensors, and then the pad wear sensor on the other side. So we need to go to the back of the car and do the same at the back there. We also need to take the fuel pipe out as well. So the diesel filler neck. We're going to probably pop the back bumper off as well, so we can get to a couple of plugs there. And then we've also got Got to go under, take the spare wheel out because there's a couple of plugs up there, so we'll get that all sorted as well. And then we just sort of, we've drained all the coolant out as well, so we just laid some old rags down here just to try and clear things up so it's not all oily and full of antifreeze and coolant on the floor, and then we're walking it all around the workshop. So we're trying to sort of be as clean as we can. We also took the washer bottle out, which was all tucked in behind the cross member here, so that's all out the way. So that's what you've got some of the wiring for there. And we've also started disconnecting, as you can probably just make out here, the green and black tubing there. So for the air suspension, we've disconnected that as well and let that all out. And then on the underside, we've just started to disconnect some of the bits and pieces. So just up underneath or up above the prop shaft there, you've got one of the emergency handbrake cables. So that releases the handbrake module if you have a handbrake failure and it locks on. We've also gone ahead, taken some of the automatic gear cable off. So that's off and out the way. We've got the steering UJ, which I might be able to make out, which is just tucked up above the drive shaft there. So we've taken that off, disconnected that, just pop the bolt back in there. And then, yeah, we're just working our way around the car. As I say, just making sure that we haven't left anything connected. So we're going to work our way towards the back now. So then we just pop out all of these wheel arch covers. We can disconnect the brake pipes on the back here. Move that black cover out the way here, and then we can get to some of those cables. As I mentioned a moment ago, we're going to pop the spare wheel out because there's some cabling just tucked up in between there that we need to get to, and then there's some more, I believe, just tucked up behind the bumper, just up here. I now think basically we've got everything that we need to get disconnected. So what I've gone ahead and done is just put the wheels back onto the car, and then that's going to allow me to lower the car back down. I can then move all of the ramp arms to support the body rather than to be on the bottom of the chassis there. And then what I'm going to look to do is undo, I think there's either 8 or 10 chassis bolts that bolt the body to the chassis. So I can then look at doing those, and then slowly but surely we're going to lift the body off of the chassis of the car and just make sure bit by bit, as we did with the Jaguar, that we're not catching anything, that we're not going to damage anything. There may be 1 or 2 things that we've left plugged in that we shouldn't have, but I think we're pretty much there. So hopefully we're good to go. Right, so we should be all good. So we've got Caiden, the main man on the controls. We're just going to start undoing the body bolts. So we're just going to work our way through, and then fingers crossed, we should be able to lift it off. Helps if we put the battery in, doesn't it? Yeah. We got one. That one is tight. God.
Oh, that front one got done.
Right. $15, please, mate.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Yes, mate, perfect, thank you. No, he's got one more over there. So, how many have we got in total? There's 4 there. And then we've got...
5, 6.
There's, I think, one under there.
5, 6, 7.
And then there'll be 8 down here, I think. This will be the 8th. We've done the one over there.
How many is there now?
I think there might be one more down here. Yeah, one more down here. Oh. Yeah. Right, see if we're still recording. Right, gents, you want to go up a little bit? Bit more? How are we looking at the back, Shaun? Yeah? And we look all right on the jack points?
No, that's disconnected, but there's this.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not connected, is it?
I think that carbon canister, maybe.
Yeah, that one.
Is that connected or not?
That one.
You want to captain the front, mate?
Tap, tap.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Right. Yeah. Hang on a minute. I just need to cut a wire out of here, I think. Yeah, something like that, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Yes, please, mate. Yeah. I think you'll be all right to go, mate. Right, stop. That's it. Alright, stop there, mate.
That is cool.
Hey,
Done.
bit of ice blasting now.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You can see the beauty of the car.
All that to fit an M10 nut back on the chassis.
Yeah.
Right, I suppose we better have a clear up then. So guys, as you can see, it's now the following morning. We did have a bit of a clear up last night, just a bit of a sweep up. We've put a load of the stuff that we've taken off the body just at the back of the car here, just to put that out of the way. We've pulled the engine from the Jaguar over, so we are going to look at some point at stripping that stuff down. We also need to strip all of the stuff down on this one, get all the bits and pieces off of this so we can swap everything over. But yeah, I just sort of give you a quick update of where we've got to. So you've got the body there, and as you can see, with all of this now accessible, it does make life a lot easier to get to some of these bits. So we just head round here. And what we are going to do as well is we are going to look to do the front to rear brake pipes, which run all up along here and all down the near side there, because we just want to make sure that these are all done. It just makes sense while the body's off. These are getting quite corroded anyway, so we want to do that and just get that sorted. And then we've just laid all the bits out neatly here. We've just got all the bolts and bits and pieces with those, so they're all ready to go back on when the time comes. So yeah, as I say, what we're going to look at doing in the next episode is we're just going to start stripping all this engine down and sorting this one out. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed watching it. Please stick with us as we work through getting this thing sorted. In the next episode, as I just mentioned, we're going to look at getting all of these bits sorted so we can then look at getting the body and the chassis mated back together. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.